Defense is
Welcome
just so lame.
back to the Arena Watch podcast, guys. Welcome to the pack with the pack. And we got Celery and Trop here. He's just a bit camera shy, I guess, but he's here and we have his ghost. So it's a
We
talking
have my
ghost.
cat. No, it's
Yeah,
nice.
that counts too. Yeah. So got new visuals here. Let me know how that goes for you guys. But how was everyone's week? How'd we do?
Same as usual for me.
What's usual?
Yep.
First place.
The
Really?
first
How'd you manage
place for
that?
Trop.
Wow. We should just rename the podcast first place with Trop.
Exactly first.
But yeah, I'm not sure where I'm landing yet. I want to say I was 48th and then I was 64th after losing 8 more points and then I got a perfect day today. Oh, we got someone in the chat. Hold on. Got to throw the adverts out.
That's
Levi's like, chat is here.
Chat is here. Doesn't it look cool?
It does, yeah. Well, oh yeah, because now
it shows the background photo of the arena. It's the artwork that their art team worked on for arena when it was coming out. Remember? This was
Yeah.
that was that artwork that they were using.
That is so nice. It's still funny that they ended up changing Great Dragon's element, but it's still a really good visual.
It's 240 weight, yeah? I didn't get that wrong, hopefully.
I think so, yeah, 240 weight, which opens a lot of possibilities, especially for me.
It seems to be more preferred over the 225, I think. Even in JP, they tend to have 240 almost back to back sometimes, rather than just always alternating with 225. Like, you will never see 225 back to back, but you will see 240. Like, in the coming weeks, there will be a few 240s that are back to back.
I'm surprised that we never see 265 anyways.
It's been a while. 265 happened once and then never again. It was 265 and then it got upgraded to weightless and then never again did we see 265.
That's what I remember.
What did it used to be? 235?
The very first one I won was 265, and then
it used to be 235 and 265.
265 again.
Yeah, it was like 235 and 265. Wasn't those like the standard weights? No.
Yeah, they definitely changed
235.
Yeah. We don't get those anymore. They're like, 265, might as well go weightless.
You want more? Okay. I'll give you a small one.
Yeah, so we'll see if I made top 50. I'm throwing the adverts out really quick here.
If I had to bet, I'd say you made 50 first.
Again, yeah. I was joking about that on the stream I was doing too, because there's a good chance that it could happen that way. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. At that point, it's gonna become a meme.
Yeah. It's my fault for not trying. You saw me. I was like, I'm okay with KSS dying. I'm just like, wait, what?
So yeah, it's like, what?
People just watching, like, what? And it's like I'm making the play, and I'm like, he's gonna die. I'm okay with that. We'll probably make top 50 anyways, even with the death. We'll see.
Then you were saying a few minutes later, you're like, well, my logic was I didn't want to risk the crit that could have killed me, so I just chose to take the death instead.
Well, I actually could have rearranged it a whole way differently by, letting Kiefer live, right? But killing her instead. So if I focused everything on killing her, then I could have, if I rearranged my units, then Kiefer would live. And I would just risk a crit from him, technically. But that's not that bad, right?
Yeah. It's a lot better than 100%.
Yeah. And I was just like, you know what? I'm not moving the units. I'm just going to let him die. It's like, I'm that lazy. I'm probably going to get top 50 anyways. I just don't want to. I was in a rush that day, we'll say. Sacrifices had to be made. Yes, Meta Blood, that is true. Chat is here. Bad week for me, not terrible. Same bad week, but not terrible. 8 and L on Samus. Day 2 was really hard for both accounts. Oh yeah, nice backsplash. Dope AF. OG DQT backsplash.
Where are you reading this stuff?
Reading the chat. Great dragon using searing breath. Of course. Yeah, you got to teach your great dragon searing breath.
Okay,
Why
we're
not?
catching up.
First place with Trop sounds like the name of a good 5-minute segment that Trop does during the show. Yeah, well, when Trop takes over the podcast, he could name it First Place with Trop. Though I think the arena watch is nice. It's kind of brings in the whole arena watch, of everyone just monitoring what's going on and seeing, how everyone's placing, what they could do, what to look out for next week, what to bring, and I don't know, it just kind of it has a ring to it.
I think what would sound nice is 51st place with Pack. Could be a catchy name.
Yeah, just
I'm
give it
here for
what?
the personality. I don't know. I'm an actor. That's the the weight I bring. I don't always get first. I mean, I've only gotten it like 3 times. But I'm
Still
I'm
really
here in
good.
spirit, as long as I'm not.
And you got him back to back.
Yeah, I did.
So you were like on a streak, and then I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I just fell out of it. It was like it was fun for a little bit, and then you have to have your nighttime pack moments and stuff like that. So, anyway, well, I think we covered pretty much how we did. Anything surprise you for this week? The KSS, I mean, did well as per usual, but any surprises for the week?
That's a good question.
For me, it was the fact that you had to build a hybrid team, and I was like, but it doesn't stack with the leadership, this and that. But what about that damage and this damage? And I was running Sorrow. By the end of the week, I was running Sorrow, Great Dragon, Nocturnus, Halberd, and I can't remember who else. Was that it? KSS? KSS, Halberd. Yeah, that's everyone. Great Dragon, Nocturnus, and Sorrow. Yeah, that was everyone.
So you had pretty much almost
I think
every...
Celery's muted, or he's not talking.
Oh, no, I wasn't.
He is muted. Oh, no, he's not.
Yeah. No, I think the only thing that was like maybe a minor surprise is Nocturnus isn't bad to face.
Yeah, that was. You just have to get your damages calculated perfectly, just know.
Yeah, like he dies to a good number of combinations that are commonly run. So, unless they're putting their Nocturnus in an unreachable square or a square where you can only hit him with one unit, like the fan breath, those back 3 line where you could only hit them with the fan breath, or nothing at all in the case of the middle one. Unless the Nocturnus was there for some reason, it usually just died. And even if it didn't die, it wasn't that threatening. It was. I guess the most threatening thing would be a crit, but it was. Yeah, not terrible to deal with. Definitely, on the level you needed to, or likely wanted to deal with it turn 1. Weakening it enough was usually also good enough because a lot of the fast units still outsped Nocturnus turn 2. Unless maybe you're up against like a Max Awake or near. Or,
it could throw you
awake.
off, though. It really could throw you off turn 2 Nocturnus sometimes.
Yeah,
Depends on your account, but
yeah, it's like Great Dragon's hitting for 400 damage with his breath, and that's at 4 weeks.
It really could just literally come down to having leadership on somebody and not having leadership on another person, and Nocturnus could or wouldn't die, or just a few awakenings, and that could make the difference between whether or not you could take out Nocturnus with a combo or not. At least I've found that.
Yeah, so that was like the main surprise, since we hadn't really dealt with him in arena yet.
Mm-hmm.
But Nocturnus was also fantastic on offense for weightless week, specifically because there's so much damage going out that the end I think probably gives a good sneak peek at the changing meta with the new rules, because the when battles are going multiple turns and not pretty much being decided turn one, Nocturnus really shines, getting up to that over 400 speed tier, hitting really hard. Has that 6 range at the start, but has very reliable AoE and neutral damage on subsequent turns.
So are we just supposed to take it that Dark Lords can't survive thermal heat? That's it. They just all of them are just weak to Sizz. That's just how it's gonna go. The majority of the the physical ones, they're just all weak to Sizz. Doesn't matter what dimension they came from. They could come from hell itself. They're all weak to Sizz. Thermal energy. Could you
That is
believe it?
pretty funny.
Their entire goal is a new Ice Age, just to
Exactly. A frozen
out the-
wasteland. Zoma's really
thermal.
not even that powerful. He's just a vassal for the bigger ones, just to set up the Ice Kingdom for them to live in.
Yeah, when I think of how many of them are weak to Sizz, I'm like, wow, that's a lot. It's a pretty common theme.
Well, yeah, the casters aren't weak to Sizz generally, other than like Dragon Lord himself, but he could
So a lot of the
transform into a
physical-
dragon. So
Yeah, Sorrow's the exception. He wanted to be weak to Frizz instead. But they're all weak to some type of fire.
Zoma, but again, casters don't count.
Yeah.
physical. Yeah.
Dragon Lord counts because he has a physical form. We're counting him as one person, one being, canonically. What's humanoid Sorrow weak to?
Oh, paralysis.
Elements.
Oh. Right.
I don't know.
I don't
Is
actually remember
humanoid
the.
I know he
Is,
regular Sorrow's weak to him, which is funny. Like he could literally attack through the spell reflect with his frizz to kill himself. It's great. He's literally Sorrow's bane.
Yeah, I saw that meme where it's like Sorrow shooting himself.
That was me. I made that. But
Sorrow is completely outclassed by the new Sorrow.
exactly. We just have to wait for old Sorrow to get a bloom, but now they can't do it because they released new Sorrow. They can't have old Sorrow steal his thunder or his fire, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What could they even give him? We joked around that they could give him a push, like instead of a fist that flies out, it's like a hand, and then you just push him 3.
Can you ask about the future S ranks? That's what Metablood. Go ahead, ask. I could ask. I mean, or you could ask. Anyone could ask. Well, no, I don't.
It's a free country.
Exactly. Well, not for Trop. It isn't. He's Canadian. It's a bit different over there. I'm caught. America, USA. Okay. No, I'm kidding. Uber Killing Machine will be strong but passable. He's better than Grokos, right? Like when you're looking at Grokos being a mage and Uber Killing Machine being a physical 50 weight unit, Uber Killing Machine is better at what he does than what Grokos does at what Grokos does. So it's like they're both passable but very good units. But you could pass on both of them technically. Uber Killing Machine is a bit harder to pass on, but I'm gonna have to pass, I think, because there's gonna be those 48-hour things, and it's gonna be hard because I have such a good Overkilling Machine, and Uber Killing Machine, his range actually works out a lot better than Overkilling Machines does. So he's a lot more usable in Arena. Oh, and I mean we're technically getting 3-turn Arena pretty soon here. It's only a month out, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, the week is, so it's 40, 41, 42, 43. Yeah, it's a month out.
Yep. Yeah, that's definitely. I think it's a pretty exciting. Like I think I've mentioned it before, but I think it will mainly open up more viable options rather than completely just shift the meta.
Oh, it's definitely going to make waitlist weeks crazy, though.
Yeah, but yeah, I just think that right now we have a pretty established meta, and the new rule changes I think will open up a lot more options for teams that don't currently work because they can't reach enough on turn one. Will no longer just be locked out of the top tier.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So
Some,
like you
some fair
said,
points.
the inorganic physical team will have a shot where you
King
can
Leo is going to
turn
be
one.
nice. He's not going to go down in one hit at the very least, and he'll probably get his heal off more consistently. I want to say, maybe
Mhm.
there's a chance. Um,
Yeah,
and then he
I
could
think
get 3 stacks of his AOE. His. I mean, if you got multiple stacks of his martial debuff, that would be nice. So I could see that being useful. Other than that, he's a pretty squishy unit. Um, I don't know. There's a few other units that I was thinking for, but can't bring them off the top of my head. Physical units, healers will be much more viable, as has been mentioned, right?
yeah,
Like you could definitely. I don't want to say it. I don't want to give an endorsement of it, but you could use Seraphy on a three turn arena. It is a lot
yeah,
more viable because I mean just anything with an AOE attack up, so not just her, but I mean technically you could bring that one other dude that has the AOE attack up, the Gildan Britches.
yeah. Gildan Britches for the inorganic team seems pretty good. Uh, Therapy for general physical.
And see, it's not even
Julian,
Seraphy because she's a healer. I mean, that's nice, but it's more for her attack up. For physical teams, she definitely makes them a lot more viable because if she could get them to 3 stacks, like if you built her with agility and you got them to 3 stacks by turn 3, not that you would need that much attack power on turn 3, but you get more use out of all those stacks. The fact that you get to have them for much longer and at a higher stack. So, stuff to
yeah. And
consider.
then Juliante should be getting her bloom round, in the coming months. Whenever Summerfest rerun comes back,
That gets her what,
that
3
comes up.
move?
It gets her 3 move. I think a strong bang attack, and then
But
she gets a occasional alluring Bonodori on skill use. So that can be on Bonodori itself. So turn one, if she can't reach, you can get double +2 attack up in an AOE,
so what's
or just on.
Rapthorn good for? Metablood's talking about being excited to get him.
I don't know what he does, like his move set or anything. I just know he has a passive of ignoring the first time he's damaged.
Mm.
So uh, I don't know what his actual attacks are or weakness, anything like that.
I
I
mean,
can
if
probably weigh in a bit on that. I know a little bit better because I was watching his I was looking at him a bit. So he does have that passive which can be nice whether you're trying to set up any slow arena team or whatever. Let yourself get hit, once by anything, and that's fine. And he's also probably one of the strongest mages in that if you know like the range of Nera's no, maybe that's not a good example. Bloomed Archdemon that's coming up in JP. He has like that 6 tile or whatever
Yep.
light attack. So this guy has that, but for the dark attack. So he has a
so
lot of
like
range.
Ashlyn, basically, Ashlyn has an ability like that,
Does she?
Yeah, like
Oh,
Ashlyn.
I think like that, but I think he has a bit more range than Ashlyn.
kind of like DKO's B ability.
But I think again, kind of like that, but a little more range.
Mm-hmm. What's up,
which is good,
Knock?
and it's Zam, so it's not a terrible unit to pull for. It really enables, like I said, mage teams. It makes mage teams kind of viable because you can lure them to you.
Is he a slow
Raphael can
unit?
take
Because,
any
I mean,
hit.
if he was a fast unit, imagine he moves in first, he hits them, then he doesn't take any damage, and then he hits them again. Versus them coming in, hitting him, him taking no damage, and then moving in and attacking them. You see, the other way around, he would get 2 hits in before they, they got theirs, So that, I don't know.
Yeah, he is on the slower side, kind of like most mages, though. So you'd
I would.
mostly be interested in a bait strategy with him.
Does he count as like a debuff unit or a mage? Like, because if his thing is like debuff, maybe he could put on a vest, or if he was a support, he could put on like a jacket instead of like mage cloak, and then he'd be a bit faster.
Oh,
I don't know.
I don't know for
What's
sure,
it?
but I think he's a mage.
What's his range? 2 move, 3.
I think two. He's
2
kind of
moves
like
always a
KSS,
hard
two
sell.
move, four range.
2 moves always a hard sell. Though 3-turn arena should help a little bit. I don't know if it completely fixes, but I think it would help.
But he's got the range. Isn't it good that he stays closer to you? Kind of like KSS does.
I don't know. I mean, if it was a 4-range attack like KSS's, then sure. But if it's not, then I don't know.
Well, that's what I'm saying is that it is.
Oh, it completely is. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe it is a bit farther than DKO's attack goes.
hmm
Yeah, that's even better. Yeah, just build them with agility if that's even possible. I mean, some robes can get like 6 agility on the rolls, but that's, it's not a whole lot. 6 times 3 tops, 12. Maybe you might put claws on, but that's not, that's not going to be very good for 3-turn arena. It would be for 2-turn arena, but not 3, for sure.
So I definitely think when 3-turn arena comes in, you could definitely make a mage team viable with him, as long as you're patient. Willing to wait for the enemies to come to you. You could easily
Now,
start
are
getting
you going to
perfect.
make that investment, Trop?
No.
Thought not. I thought not.
I'm still gonna push my luck with the speed strategy, even on 3-turn arena. I'm gonna try to finish it in 2 turns anyway, until I get punished for it, and then I'll start slowing down a bit.
Mm-hmm. We'll see. I mean, there's going to have to be a lot of test runs. But aside from trying to talk about a month ahead of time,
Yeah.
it's important to talk a month ahead of time because people are going to make investments now, on the 27th. I think that's going to happen before the next Arena Watch podcast, right? So some people are going to make investments into something and then find out later, oh, maybe I shouldn't have made that decision for Arena. But aside from that, what are we looking at this coming week? Bang week. We got Bang 240 weight. And this map. Let's start with the map because does this remind you of anything?
It reminds me of the early days.
It does, doesn't it? This is when I started watching you. This is the crack enhanced week. I'm like, this guy.
Yeah.
You need Zoma. You need to use Zoma. You need to play by the rules. You had a killing machine.
I did, and I had the Umbra. I think I was using the Umbra.
You had killing machine, great Dragonlord true form. Because I was like, double rolling attack. That's crazy. That won't work. And I don't know, stuff like that. And Umbra, yeah, you did have Umbra. I don't think you were using Zoma though. That was what was shocking.
I did have Zoma.
You did, but you didn't use him. I think for Crack
Week. I'm pretty sure I did.
Oh, okay. You weren't recording your matches back then, were you? Though, or were you? I think you did. If I was watching you,
I was
you definitely
recording
did.
some of them. If you look back to some of my older ones, I recorded like 2 or 3 that week.
Yeah, but this map has this like number 4 dice kind of pattern going on here. Same deal. I don't know about the layout for where you could place your units, if those are exactly the same as that one, the first ever Crack week, but it looks very similar.
It does, yeah. It reminds me of the good old days. First, I'd move up 3, and then I'd move up another 3, and Dragon Swing everybody turn 2. Those are simpler times.
Are you gonna go for that strategy this time around?
Probably not. I got a few other tricks up my sleeve this time.
Oh, do you now? Yeah.
I'm hoping that people put their weaker units in the back. I know that people that like to troll, so they're probably going to put their tankiest 2 units in the back, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm really hoping that doesn't happen.
I think that's a possibility this week. I don't know if they had options for it the first crack week. I'm pretty sure it was a bit more restrictive with the placement. I don't think it was that far back.
2, 3, 4. I think it was because I remember a hybrid completely screwing me over. Who was where Kiefer was? He went up 4, and hybrid being in the middle where he was there. I'm like, oh, I should not have brought Ghost
So if we
because I
look at
didn't know where
this,
to put the
if we
Ghost
look
at
at
that.
this JP team though, we got a metal dragon right in square in the middle. Is that probably what you're gonna see happening here, or?
That's why I wanted to weigh on this one. It's interesting. I don't even know if Metal Dragon's gonna make the cut most matches. It's so hard
It's
because
weird
this week
because
I
you
have
want
them
to
in
put
play.
KSS down the middle and hit a bunch of people, but now KSS would actually be leaping into action instead of hiding behind a wall like we had this week.
Well, no, that's not even it. Because if I do bring KSS, it's gonna be against people that don't have bang, and I'm gonna put it in one of the sides for sure. The reason I don't know if I'm bringing MD is because the guy that's gonna go in the middle for me, I think, is Great Dragon. Because he's going to be a leader to Dimension Dragon, who gets a huge boost. And then I also have Squid that can take one of the sides and go forward. Like it's a tough sell, and I know Metal Dragon's so strong, so I just
Hmm.
have to think what I'm going to do because I have to bring Boreal as well
Whoa,
because
whoa,
he
whoa,
also
whoa!
gets
Slow
Dragon
down.
leadership.
We gotta okay permutations. You got 240 weight. How you fit
Yeah.
and all that. You got five 50 weight characters and then 135.
No, no, no. So
Sorry,
okay.
four
So
50 weight
GD.
characters and then a 35 weight, and that's it.
So this is my theoretical GD, DD, Dimension Dragon Squid, KSS or MD, one of the two, and then Boreal. So I don't
So
think they're
you're
both
not
gonna
you're
make
not
the
gonna
cut on the
bring
same
I
team.
don't know if I would sacrifice. I mean, some weeks you might want to bring Halberd. I mean, days instead of Squid. I feel like because Squid might not be
Mm,
able to reach everybody turn one, and because if he can't dash forward, oh, he still has a
what do you
four
mean?
move on turn one, doesn't he? Okay, never mind.
Yes, he has 4 move, and then he can
Yeah,
dash
he
straight down
can.
the middle. That's what I'm thinking.
Hmm.
Oh, but
Yeah, he can
um,
always hit one of the. Even if they're in the horseshoe formation, like the enemy team is in the map,
Yeah, he can. He can hit
he can
everyone.
go up. He can go up from either the wings or the sides or the middle. But the middle, you're probably putting someone like Fan Breath or Metal Dragon type thing.
How many awakenings do you
And
have
so
on yours, Trop?
on which
he's
one?
back.
Okay, he's maxed. Okay,
On which unit though?
Squid.
Yeah, max.
Yeah, I can't use my Squid. He no awakens and
You can
yeah.
try.
I could always try. You're right. See, you pulled all these general pool units before their rates kind of went down, didn't they? Technically, by including the new pool, the
Yeah.
rates of the old ones went down. So it's been pretty dry. I've been stuck at I mean, an unawakened squid for a very long time now, and it's
That's
just
crazy. Yeah.
S4 too. So it's like it's not worth investing in quite yet for me.
Yeah, for me, it's not even just all the general pool units, but with hybrid as the only exception, pretty much my strongest general pool units are all bloomers. Um, whereas you've got stuff like Grey Troll, Hell Gladiator, Night Clubber, they're all at 2 awakens. Peacock's at like 3 awakens. So the game literally only gave me the bloomers, and then yeah,
Vash says Samus is stuck with a 2 awakened KSS.
the
It,
agility is so much lower than 5 awaken.
yeah, oh my gosh. I wouldn't.
Yeah, I mean,
Mine is
I've got
4
a one.
awaken, but
My Kingsley slime is one awake. It's still Rex. Like Kingsley slime is that strong. It's mainly the HP that is a concern at the low awakes. Still does enough damage, I've noticed. You know, you may not get some one shots
well, the
that you would get
HP
at
is a
the high.
concern because you have to build agility because yours is slow. But if yours was faster, you would build
I mean,
HP.
I just put the agility cloak on him. He's at like 438 or something with just the liquid metal jacket. Like
Yeah,
he's
I think I give mine like a lollipop or slime dagger, and
yeah.
then I'd give a shield, liquid metal shield, and he would be like 445 or higher, like 450 or something. 453. I can't remember. I think it's 453 now. My slimes are a bit faster. I got a mastery perk, maybe. I'll have to check. Yeah, with cloak though, he's like 480s basically for me. And mine is 4 awaken though. So, okay, so he's at 455 with no cloak. And with the liquid metal jacket, he's at 486. Yeah, I don't need him at 486 though. Unless if I wanted him to like outspeed Great Dragon, give Great Dragon like the minus agility armor. And I do tend to give him the minus agility armor anyway because I really have no one else to use it on, and he's like the fastest unit on my team. And that was just from 2 awakenings. My goodness, he was like 413 or 420s, and I got 2 awakenings on him from 1 awaken, and he's like 500 something now. And it's like, what? 2 awakenings? That it never made that kind of jump for, KSS, but KSS's agility is not so much in his awakening as much as it is in his bloom. His base agility rate isn't that high for him to get, each 5% off of a low agility is not a whole lot. Versus 5% off of Great Dragon is actually crazy. So
Great Dragon's quick.
yeah.
I don't know if I'm cursed with how people are building their Giuliantes though, but I just never fight Giuliante anymore because despite my Max Awakened Great Dragon with slightly more agility with the Dragon Breath Claws, I've still never been able to outspeed a Giuliante. So I'm like, you know what?
Giuliante
I'm just not gonna.
at 0 awakening. Giuliante is like close to 700 agility.
And that's insane. That's fucking
insane. Her base perk is the passive, or 2 turns of plus 40% agility.
Yeah.
So yeah,
and
you
then
don't.
it's battle start instead of turn start, so it just acts right away.
I think the only way you outspeed a Giuliante is like a 0 awake versus a max speed like Prism Peacock. The only other way is maybe like a maxed Ruff with that 1 stack with some agility gear, because Ruff's base agility also isn't that high. So.
And it wouldn't even be so bad if Giuliante didn't just have to always step 2 back to do her buff. Like that's just how she's
right.
programmed.
Yeah, that is. I despise that programming. Like, which hopefully will become less of an issue with the new 3-turn arena. That the step back and buff units will be significantly less obnoxious.
Yeah, hopefully.
So I think that will be the case. Like,
we could even give the endorsement to finally fully awaken KSSs and get that very last node.
Yeah. It'll really, I think make the Seraphy or the Giuliante or the Bianca 1-2-4s of the past, or 1-2-4s be a thing of the past, because even if they step back turn 1, you can still set yourself up for success on turn 1. Turn 2, take out most everyone else. Turn 3, finish anyone who's still in a corner.
Mm-hmm.
I think it will be generally much less stressful about getting, about facing any of the buffing units.
But how high do you think it's gonna skyrocket for winners per week when this happens? Because that means if you make any mistake, you might not even get top 50. I don't know if it's gonna be that extreme, but
Yeah, that's what Japan deals with, but we're a significantly smaller market,
Mhm.
so I think it will go up. Just the fact that you have that extra turn, 50% more turns to deal 30% more damage.
Yeah, it's definitely good for playing safer. Like you don't have to take risks as much, right? So you might just not lose points. Like any
Yeah,
risk you would
that's
have normally taken, you don't have to take it.
I think that I'll make the bold prediction, or semi bold. I don't know how bold it is, but I think we will no longer see the making top 10 with any mistakes.
Mhm.
-4, -8 will now put you out of the top 10. I think we'll always see 10 perfects going forward.
I think so too.
Mm.
Uh, Hopefully not much worse than that. Like I do hope we still, you can still get those gold medals while making a couple mistakes throughout the week. But
Like the
we will
top 50s,
see,
yeah.
because that's really what a lot of people, including myself, like if I make a mistake, it's still nice to get a gold trophy instead of a silver.
Mhm.
So that's what I'm hoping for with our arena stuff. But we will see. The what I'm more excited for, of course, is we did find out this past week. I think we found out that the format of the guild versus guild arena,
Mhm.
and it's not just a second arena like I thought it might be, where you just face every member in the opposing guild, and then every week you get whatever gold, silver, bronze, depending on your number of points. It's a season format, so every week they add up your points and victories and whatnot, and then you keep going against people of a similar tier of you. So if you win, you keep going against stronger and stronger guilds, and if you lose, you
Ooh.
go against the other weaker guilds.
This is gonna
So
make it a bit different.
Oh,
Is it
so how would that
live?
work? This is
Is it
brand new
live
info for me.
gameplay or is it still the same?
as far as I know, still the same. Still the you
Okay,
versus the
because
AI controlled enemy.
if it was live, then it's like okay, just find a team with a whales on it, and then you're done. Because it's like if you have live people controlling, it's gonna be hard for me to compete against. You know, it
No,
really depends.
as far as I can tell, it's still the same style battles. It's just the it's not a week
Seasons.
by week like it is in the standard arena, where every week is a new slate.
Oh, and the
It'll
game
be
automatically matches you against different guilds?
Yes, yep, yeah. You'll be automatically matched against a guild, uh, of similar standing. So the first week of the season is possibly random, especially for the first season, obviously. But even moving forward, they may wipe it clean completely. They may have some sort of uh, hidden MMR or type, from your previous season finish. But I expect it to be random until proven otherwise. But every week after the first one, it'll narrow down your choices of potential opponents. You know, you keep winning, you'll face other people who have kept winning.
Oh no.
So that'll be interesting. But now
Until
I'm curious, are there two different systems going on? So there's that system. Is there any system that calculates how many points you've gotten during the month, like the CPU one, or is that different?
uh I I don't I don't think I've heard that confirmed, that there's a, because that's what we were projecting with the arena portion of the guilds, was that there would be, you know, just like there is with stamina use, there would be a ranking of the guilds arena points, and that's how they would rank the guilds as far as the arena portion of the rankings went.
Yeah.
But I think if there is an ongoing arena ranking like there is for the stamina ranking, then it would just be based off of probably, I'm gonna guess, wins. Like, it's possible they'll do points. Uh,
So wins versus
yeah.
other guilds or wins
So
in
the
general? Because wins in general is really easy to get.
no, against the other guilds. So it'll either
Okay.
be total points of your guild. So, you know, if everyone in your guild perfected every single match throughout the week, then, you know, you'd get first place, tied with anyone else who accomplished the same thing.
But if
Yeah,
you're
that's if
trying to
they.
get the other guilds to lose, then now we have to consider defense.
Yep,
Now
and
we
I
now
think
we have
that
to
will be.
consider like where we place our units, and that's, I know it's 3 turns just like before, but it's, you still have to. It's not going to be the same.
Yeah. And
It's
I
Oh
think
my.
that defense will be a factor. So, you know, like Shark Eye is a member of our guild who he runs heroes specifically, and you know, he may not have the best, or at least currently, we'll see how with the meta shift. Uh, but you know, the even if you're not getting perfect every single match, if your team is particularly hard to face, that can also be an advantage for the guild arena battles, because forcing your opponents to lose points, you know, will give you a better chance of victory as a guild.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and I wonder if it's point-based guild versus guild. Like it calculates all the points we got against them and then all the points they got against
Yeah,
us, right? And
that's yep. Yeah, so that's how I am nearly positive that's how the one versus one, you know, the weekly battle, or however, you know, whatever the time frame is, I'm nearly positive that's how the guild versus guild battle will be determined, is, you know, our guild's total points, their guild's total points, whoever comes out higher wins that battle. The only thing I'm not sure on is the overall rankings, if it's still going to be points, which is, you know, very possible because it's pretty simple, or if it's actually going to be based off of wins, to where, like, if you know, if you score a lot of points but you keep just barely losing, is your rank lower than someone who scores less points but wins more total matches? I don't know that one yet, and I'm sure we'll see that coming up, because the Japanese, their first guild war has just started, I think, this week.
oh nice. So they're gonna update us on like how that works. Oh, did they leak the rewards? That's probably
I have not seen the rewards yet. No.
oh, okay. I wonder if they know or if they'll tell us because that'll be another exciting thing to see the
Yep.
rewards,
Yeah,
like
getting to
see what
see
we
what the
get.
rewards are. But yeah, pretty. I was definitely excited to hear the season format versus just a, you know, week by week unconnected format.
Yeah. I think it makes it fun. I wonder how the leaderboards are gonna work for it though. It's probably gonna be
Yep.
random in the first week or whatever, like you said, right? And then
Yeah, I expect the first week to be pretty, you just randomly get assigned another guild to battle, and then as the season goes on, it'll narrow down the people, in your competition range.
Imagine a complete beginner guild getting put up against us. Just imagine.
Yeah, that would be rough.
They'd probably quit the game. They'd be like, "What is this?"
Yeah, I would expect. Levi's asking if the seasons are a month long. I don't have that information guaranteed, but that is what I would expect. Is that each season would be a month long to give you the monthly rewards, just like the stamina usage. So that I would expect month long seasons, but I don't know what I don't know if it's going to be 4 battle, like maybe it's 1 battle every single day. So each person in the guild has to face whatever 3 people in the opponent's guild, and that's your total for the day. And then you have, so that's 60 matches for the guild as a whole. Maybe just 1. You choose 1 out of 3 opponents. How will you discipline if someone misses their attack? Spanking. That could be considered a reward, so it'll be a case by case basis.
Yeah.
So I do expect like if I were to guess, because we did see a picture, I didn't get it translated, but it didn't look like there was a next page option for the guild versus guild arena. There were just 3 options to choose from. And if I had to guess, each battle will be 1 day only. You'll choose 1 out of 3, and those 20 matches, those points will add up versus the opponent's 20 matches, and whoever gets more points will win. Which will definitely put a lot of importance on making sure everyone gets their 1 match in. If you're a guild of 20 versus a guild of 19, or one guild person misses their match, then you would have to average basically about a death better than the opposing guild to make up for missing that 1 person.
All right, Levi.
Between you're looking at over 6 points difference if 1 person misses a match over just the 20 people. So it's a pretty big factor, just making sure everyone gets in there.
Yep.
And then it may, depending on the level of competition, there could be times where you really have to play safe, because the big, a few points down is always better than taking a loss, which isn't a consideration many of us has taken, but with only 3 choices, it may get.
But the fact that defense is a consideration too now is just insane. Because now I'm like, yeah, I could position my units here because I have a lower CP team, or I have a low Waken team, right? I need to position this way so I could kill the enemy, whatever. And I'm like, but I'm just, in my head, I know, I'm like, I'm a low CP team. If the enemy faces me, they would just steamroll me if I was in this position. So, I don't know.
Yeah.
Unless if you could choose your defense team, then as a way to standardize it, but they're obviously not gonna.
Yeah, I don't expect that. I think that would be problematic, honestly.
Well, if you could choose, okay, but how about if when they let you choose your defense team, there's fewer blocks to choose from? So setting up your offensive team could be all the way in the back if you wanted, for whatever reason. But setting up your defense team had to be, you could only put like 1 unit in the very back, and only a few in this row, and only a few in that row, and Or maybe
not
there's
asking if
different layout entirely for defense, something like that.
yeah
So if
that would
someone,
be the if I don't know how complicated the coding would be to like you're stuck with because you don't really want to have a team of whatever like Stone Golem and Seraphie and just a pure turtling type team where you just got like a Zoma and a couple one or two heavy hitters that are just going to sit in a cross and try and get lucky at taking out a unit or two while they try and take out your tank and everyone.
yeah, I
Uh,
posted a defense team in the chat that
yeah, very loud. So but yeah, Not was asking if all three choices are worth the same amount. That's what I expect. I don't expect there to be a 80, 60, 40 option because, like you said, you're just guild versus guild. I expect it just be like, here's your three choices from the opponent's guild. Choose one. That's your match for today.
So as far as this week is concerned with bang units, I think we've established the main permutation we're going to see is 50-50, 50-50, 35. But what about counter units? What about counter units? Or what are we going to see this week? Obviously, you guys said Dimension Dragon. You mentioned Squid. But you said maybe or maybe not MD. But MD is resistant to bang.
that is
And he
true.
has typeless damage. So it's like he could be very useful. Very fast, very tanky, depending, how you have him. And the awakening is only the resistance to bang is on the second awakening, not the fourth. So it's more accessible for I have it right here, but for most people, I think should be able to have that. Probably majority of players, right, that have been playing since the start. You have units like Zoma, obviously won't reach turn one, but Crack is a weakness for units like some bang units, isn't it? No, it's not, is it?
No,
What are
not that
bang
I can
units'
think of.
typical weaknesses?
They vary so much.
I don't have a
But I
whole
want to
lot
say
to.
whoosh. I want to say whoosh.
Nocturnus is whoosh and resistant to bang.
And then the units that I'm going to be using are bang and weak to whoosh.
Ooh, and Nocturnus has the bang res at second awakening. You might want
Wait,
to.
Nocturnus resists bang?
Yep.
Yep, bang
Heavily
and
at awakening 2.
Oh,
yeah, I
interesting.
almost bought the second awakening with shards for the Archfiend EX fight because I was getting so frustrated.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Nocturnus, Metal Dragon, White King, whoosh damage and resist bang. Don't bring White King.
Dragwar.
Jaguar, don't bring Jaguar.
Seraphie.
I did bring Jaguar. He was part of
Seraphie.
my team that lost points, which may have been connected, but
Okay,
don't
that
bring
Beast
Jaguar.
week, though, he was really good. That one Beast week that I got the first, we both got our first
Perfect.
perfects.
Yep.
That he actually worked out that week. You just needed someone with a pull. At least for me.
Yeah.
I brought,
Yep.
someone with a pull, and that was good enough for me.
Yep.
Lionheart, Hargon. He deals bang and he resists it.
Yeah, Hargon for literally Kirby. Like no one else has Hargon, but
I mean, I have one that's not awakened, and that was just off of a ticket.
I don't think Kirby's is awakened either. He just brought it to 120.
Okay.
It's such a tough call for me personally, thinking to myself, do I bring MD or KSS? Like MD has the resistances and he's just more generally useful because he's
KSS is hard because do you really want to rush in when he's going to die?
Yeah, so that's
Like
true.
this
So
is the
so
one week
maybe I
you
bring
can't
MD
really.
instead of KSS. You're right. Yeah.
There's
Yeah,
no way to hide behind the blocks with KSS.
Yeah.
yeah.
You have to go up.
I think the big thing with KSS is the prevalence of Carver.
Mhm.
Like Carver's going to one shot KSS this week,
Mhm.
I just might bring Carver, honestly. I know that sounds
and
evil, but I just might have to.
No, don't join
so
them.
yeah, Carver is just a hard check to just about anything Bang Week
Marquee
because he's
resist bang.
slower. Yep, Marquis will be good. Yeah, Carver's slower, and his bang is his long range, his 6 range attack. I don't think he can go through blocks. So
No.
depending on arrangements, even facing Carver, if you can keep it so he can't get within, get to that 3 range spot.
But if you can't kill him
Because
turn 1, I mean, who knows where he's going to position himself for turn 2. Because if he
I
just
mean
went
he'll
straight up
he'll
the
either
side and then you can't hide behind a block, he'll flank you.
yeah turn 2 you got to kill him though, or else you're losing points anyway. So
Bring Nocturnus. That's the only way
yeah
to do it, apparently.
Oh,
uh,
Boreal
yeah.
Circuit
So
resists bang.
yep, Boreal
Yeah,
resist
Boreal
bang.
does.
That's the one I'm bringing. That's,
Yeah, I think Boreal is the best A if you're going with the 450s.
Even if he's one awakened instead of Claria, who's fully awakened. If I have a little bit of a bloom going on Boreal, not much, but a little bit. I have his.
Claria is like, if there's no bang on the opposing team, go for it. But like she's gonna
She's
die
bang weak.
to literally any bang attack.
yeah, her health is so weak.
Like I think Lucifer could take her out this week.
That's the thing. I think if there is no bang unit on the enemy team, because it doesn't matter what week you're doing, there's always going to be a team, not on every bucket, but there's always going to be a team sometime during the week that just doesn't have any bang units. And you're like, okay, KSS and Claria. I'm just going to
Yep.
bring them. And I think that's going to
Yeah.
happen a few times. We'll
Oh
see.
yeah, that'll happen sometimes, but like I said,
I'll definitely have it as an alternate team, have KSS at the ready, but I don't think I'll be bringing him for most of the week, I think, for a change, which is
yeah,
going to really...
I don't like KSS for this map. Like it's not even the bang part.
Exactly.
Although that's definitely any of the strong bang units. If they get to attack him, he's gonna die.
Mm-hmm.
So, but also he can't stay back with the arrangement of the blocks. So yeah, I'll definitely be going dragons this week, just like Trop. Great dragon down the center.
Yep.
Mentioned dragon through either side of the blocks. And
Gas bag and resist bang.
Boreal.
If you don't have Boreal, gas bag and resist bang, you might have him fully awakened. He has a decent move.
Yep.
On
Yeah,
turn
he's a solid
Gets pretty tanky.
alternative to Boreal.
He has zap
as an
and whoosh.
Yep.
Although I think Claria is better because don't you also get what not for me or Celery,
No, but
for
he has zap and whoosh. Like those are good types against bang units, no?
But I'm just saying one thing we didn't mention yet is that this week also has a 25% spell boost, which is why at least for Pack Demon, Claria might be better than Boreal because he's not gonna get the leadership or the full awaken, so it's kind of close. Whereas for me and Celery, we have a fully awakened, so the Boreal's still gonna be better than Claria. But
Oh, I didn't even see the spell potency there. I didn't think I had that
sneaks
listed.
up on you, so it's HP, spell potency, and bang. So it's a complicated week, lots of rules.
Oh,
Yeah, when I looked
another
at
one of those complicated weeks.
Oh, yeah, when I looked at JP the first time around, it didn't have any of those listed. The bang, listed in the HP. So I guess it must have.
See, Levi said, "Wait, what?" I was like, "We should cover this, or people are gonna flame us. They'll be like, oh, you guys are the Arena Watch. You didn't cover the spell."
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess definitely Kirby is definitely gonna have a fun time. I mean, it's gonna be hard to get his Hargon in range, but when he does.
Oh, in Kage's case, Baramos is just gonna kill anything.
Yeah, Baramos with his breath and follow up, and or just standard bang spells at 6
Shit,
range.
man. Baramos is killing anything neutral this week. I want not all Baramos, but Kage's Baramos is probably killing everything
He's still a
neutral this
slow
week.
unit though. That's the problem. Let me see if I could see what the deal with Baramos is. He is a
I can only imagine the damage
he's
numbers
a
it's
magic
gonna
roll,
output.
so he can't even wear agility equipment
Yeah,
unless
no,
if you did an
he's
agility
always
roll, which like max you could get like 12, 14, depending if it's an S rank or an A rank mage
And I
robe.
bet you Kage's gonna use
It'd
them and
be,
delete people
I
with it.
mean, that would be a hard thing to try to convince someone to roll agility on a mage robe. I don't think S rank
we
mage
have a
robe
number of them.
on the A
I
rank.
actually rolled.
I rolled one of the A ranks. I meant the
feel,
S rank. Sorry, because you only have really 2 S rank, and one of them
I
isn't
felt
even.
bad. I feel bad about not keeping. I actually rolled triple gold agility on the not the robes with MP. I don't remember if they're princess robes or the other one.
I
But the
rolled that
robes
for
with
wisdom at first.
Yeah.
The princess robe, yeah, he could wear those. He can wear them.
Yeah. So
That's a
I
strange
actually
one
feel bad
because that's
that I
really
didn't keep that one because that was like our first S rank robe. So I kept going to get wisdom, and then later on we have all these wisdom robes, and I wish I had that agility roll for my mages.
basically, yeah, that's the only one because it's a weird it's a dress and it doesn't count as a robe, so it actually goes for physical attackers and
Yeah,
mages.
attackers and mages.
So it's very strange. We haven't seen anything like it since. I think I luckily I have 148 more of them.
Yeah.
So if I wanted, I could roll it for wisdom once when we get another. I mean, sorry, agility once when we get another robe here for the other stuff. Or I could roll it for. No, it doesn't look like it has MP rolls on it. Just wisdom.
It does not
agility,
have
and
MP rolls.
defense.
I definitely wanted that
Okay, so
for the physical attackers.
okay, looking at it right now, it has rolls for 5 agility.
Yep.
Okay, and the other rolls that I saw on other equipment is 4. So in the A ranks,
On A rank.
yeah, so you could get up to 12 there, or you could get 15 on this. So that's not bad. Definitely getting that to your mages is important. Can't be understated. You know, there's some events, some PvE stuff that you just can't clear. I give my Claria agility. I don't even give her the extra wisdom. I don't see a use for it. She's at the cusp of being, either 380s or being like in the 410s. And it's like you'd rather have her in the 410s for agility than have a few more points of wisdom. Because she's in an awkward space, she doesn't outspeed.
Yeah, she's in that halberd tier where she's too slow to be fast, or too fast to be slow.
Yeah. Gonna have to re-roll that. But it's only usable by mages, and Clary as a support.
Yep. Well, Clary as a support, she can use the metal jacket.
Yeah, exactly. So she doesn't need it, but there are other units that are debuff units, I think. I don't know can those use the metal jacket?
Yep. Yeah, debuff can use the cloaks as well. It's literally just mages and tanks. And actually the headband from the Sakura event, the spring event,
Uh-huh.
that can roll agility for tanks.
Interesting. I had that for Sizz Breath, I think. I didn't really roll it much, though. I could double check.
So I just looked through because I realized that I didn't have any agility armor for tanks, and I believe that's the only one is that A rank headband from.
Oh yeah, it's the same. It's 4 agility for everything, so it's the same as an A rank robe for mages.
Yep.
That's a good option.
Yeah. Okay. So with the new information, spell boost and boosted HP, I think most stuff still holds.
I mean, if you're Kage, maybe he could get some rolls on some agility. I mean, one of these armors, he could get up to 15 agility that way. I don't think he needs any more damage on Baramos.
No,
He
almost certainly not.
absolutely does not need any more damage on Baramos. He could literally give his Baramos a Beastmaster's Claw and whatever cloak or HP. I don't know what he wants to give him, but he could just build him straight with agility and just kill the enemy team. I think he actually could. His Baramos specifically could do it.
Yeah, it would be. You just have to watch out. We've got that back line, that units can hide in that back line. So
I guess just look out for Baramos, though, if you can't kill him.
Yep, Baramos will be
and crack.
scary, especially with three spots that he can hide.
Hargon would be scary.
Hargon.
Especially, I think a single target does a lot more than a typical AoE hit would, too. Like, almost like the compressed kaboom damage, but, it has a curse.
His kaboom is multi-target. It's AoE.
Oh, it's AoE? Okay.
Yeah, his Zam attack is single target.
Okay, it goes to show what I know, having him, and I don't even know.
Yeah. But still a threat. Hargon generally less of a threat than Baramos just because he's fast. He's the fastest mage.
Mm-hmm.
And so a lot of times he will move up and do nothing. And is a bit easier to play around compared to Baramos, who is 99 times out of 100 going to be the last unit to move.
Unless if you're building him how we tell you to build him. Give him the agility if you're on offense. It might make things on defense a bit funny too, but like on offense, I think the agility... Because all your other units need to rush anyway. How would you fit him in? So it's 65 weight. That's going to ruin you for the the A rank. You wouldn't be able to bring...
if you're running 65 weight, you're either going to be going
You'd have to drop 10 weights lower than that. Yeah.
Well, it's just the trop special. You go 50, 50, 50, 65, 25.
Yes, that's a B rank, right?
B rank. Yep. And the other option is, what I tended to run, which was 50, 50, 60, 65, 15. Running Great Saber Cub.
I'm trying to think what would pair well.
Who does resist bang and has whoosh damage.
Trying to think what would pair well with him. But other than Nocturnus, I think Nocturnus would be good as another 65 weight.
Yeah, so you could run 65, 65.
I'm definitely going to link this part of the video to Kage. I want to see him do well in Arena. That would be fun. Because, this is his... Why not? This is weak. Let him have his fun, That'd be interesting to see him in the tops. Do you see anyone getting a perfect this week? It's a strange map. Someone could easily nuke a whole team depending on what options are available.
I think perfects. I think there will be a perfect this week. I think Baramos, not Baramos, but Dimension Dragon. I think the Dragon team is going to be incredibly strong. You've got that extra HP, but with the extra HP, Dimension Dragon is still going to be one-shotting those 1 and 2 Wake of Starks.
Will Alphen be hitting hard? I know his is only a B plus instead of an A rank ability.
Alphen,
but it's single target.
I feel like Alphen is definitely going to hit hard. Because you've got the double boost, so you've got the 25% spell on top of the 40% bang. That's a lot of extra damage on a fairly high damage single target spell. I think Alfin is excellent for specifically teams that are entirely, at least 4 of the 5 enemies are neutral or weak to bang. I run in. I do that as part of my my choices a lot. I run crack heavy teams a lot, so a lot of times my choices come down to like how many enemies can I hit hard with crack damage, whether that's neutral or weak. And that plays a big part in my choice. And I think if you're bringing Alphen, that's going to be a similar thing where you are running Dimension Dragon, you're running Alphen, you're running Squid, you're running a bang heavy team, maybe Baramos, and the biggest part of your team, your opponent choice is how many of these can't take the damage I'm going to be dishing out. Because Alphen with that 7 range, he's going to hit hard, but he only has the 1 element, and he is only single target. But he does have
he's not
the
that
bounce.
tanky,
so...
is he? Like
no, he's not that
mine
tanky,
is
but he has.
mine is A6, so he's not fully. I mean, ranked up, but
Mine's A7. I'll have to check what his.
He's 657
stats
for me, but I don't have any sort of HP built on him. It's all wisdom. So I don't know. Would he need to build wisdom, or would he want to build HP?
I think that you're.
And he's kind of in that
gonna
weird agility range. He's 378.
Yeah, it's the exact same basically as Claria. So.
Well, that's again mine is slower. So.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yours is A6.
Yeah.
So I think he is a little bit faster once you get him to A7 maxed. He's probably over 400.
Really? Okay.
Probably. I can let me bring mine up here. But yeah, I think Alphen, you're very limited. Like I said, he only has 1 damage type, but he also has that bounce, so you're protected against enemy spellcasters, and could potentially even do some silly stuff. I don't know what his resistance to confusion is, but you could do some silly stuff by reflecting a Baramos follow-up compressed kaboom. Which...
But what's the interesting thing about the AI when it's targeting is it won't know to calculate that with the breath. It doesn't include the follow-up as part of the predictive thing. So if he's in range for the bang, he's probably going to choose the bang because it's going to do more damage to, most units, I think. So if you're surrounded by a whole bunch of units, Alphen is one of the units in this whole blast radius. It hits one guy and it's going to hit Alphen, and then Alphen's is going to reflect, basically.
Yep. Well, he can reflect the regular spell, but he can also, if Baramos breaths, because Alphen has the spell shield.
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
And confuses him, he will reflect the follow-up kaboom, which has a good shot of taking out the Baramos.
A regular kaboom could take out Baramos too, no?
So let's see. Let me bring up my...
Especially considering that it's all boosted, so...
Let's see. So, Alphen, A7, 110. No equipment. 409 agility, 710 HP.
710. That's not bad, but I could see him needing a bit more. It depends.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, you're probably running HP on him. He's the magic roll, so you can't put armor on him. You can either put more speed or... More speed. You're pretty much putting wisdom or a shield on him.
Would you put more speed, or would you just leave him at the agility he has and give him more wisdom? Like, would you give him
Uh,
HP or would you give him, like, what would you do?
I mean, you're probably going with yeah. It just depends on what you're up against, but I mean, you're probably giving him because he. Yeah, I'd say I'm probably giving him a sword, give him some HP, and then probably just sword and shield. Honestly, just make him a bruisery, bang damage. His martial probably does crap damage if I had to guess. Uh, so really, you're just going to be trying to nuke any bang weak targets for some good solid damage.
Hmm.
So, uh,
Okay. Well, I think that covers a lot then. Counterplay other stuff. You know, too bad you can't bring Draguar. He would have been good if he, could get in range of someone. I can't think of what other whoosh units I would recommend.
yeah, Draguar. The only time I recommend Draguar is this. Why I used him this week, even though it ended up not working out, is as a counter to a Max Awake Great Dragon.
Hmm.
Just let him run forward in breath, and then take him out on the counter attack with Stormclaw.
Mm-hmm. Did it miss?
No, it hit. It was the Purvis that did me in.
Hmm.
Yeah, Great Dragon wasn't the issue. It was Purvis.
That's
Really, I think I probably could have done it like without a death if I had my standard max speed Dragon Lord and Dragon Lord true form instead of the slower, more damage because he got blocked off from moving forward. That's it.
okay. Well, you guys want to just any last remarks? Anything you want to add? I wanted to add that last week one of the things that shocked me was that typeless crit from Carver.
Oh yeah.
Oh boy,
And,
almost 1600 damage is ridiculous. Obviously, this
yeah.
week we might not see that, but we definitely see him rushing in with his bang, so that could be equally as bad.
Yeah.
So I guess there we have it. I think that covers most of that. That covers everything then. Anyways, guys, thank you for
Yeah.
tuning. Oh, you had something to add, Trop?
Oh no, I said yeah. I think yeah. To recap, we went over possible permutations. We realized mages get a boost too if people really want to use mages. There's a few options here. The map layout is a bit ugly, but I think with some strategy we can make it through.
Oh, Elena resists bang according to Black Trife. I don't have Elena, but
Um, might be a good one, I guess.
I don't know. I wouldn't recommend it over Nocturnus just because Nocturnus has the whoosh.
Yeah.
And he gets that at the second awakening. He gets another. So that's not bad. Anyways, guys, this has been the Pack and the Arena Watch podcast. If you want to join the Pack with the Pack, go ahead and subscribe down below. If you like this video, then like this video. If you have something to say, write it down in the comments down below or right now if you want. If you want to support the Arena Watch podcast, go ahead and share this. If you want to see more Arena Watch content, then go ahead and hit that bell icon for notifications, guys. This ain't Twitch. That's the only way you get them. Join Kage's gaming Discord server for all the best underground DQT conversations, and join my server for all the best DQT guides. Anyways, guys, this has been the Pack. Signing out. Peace. Peace, guys.